Okay, this video is going to be about the ME210. This plane was a gift from Wargaming for being in the alpha test. As you can tell, I have the alpha test decal. What it is a tier 5 heavy fighter in a German line. Now, beauty of being a premium plane is that you can throw the ME410 or whatever German heavy crew you want into it and continue on with crew training. In this instance, I consider this a stronger than the 110E, but slightly weaker, of course, than the 410, which is a tier higher. Now, this has the 4 guns right in the nose, which is an advantage over the 110E, in my opinion, due to the accuracy when you're firing. Now, I do run the solid core armor piercing and the armor piercing incendiary in this. Since I have premium planes and premium account, I really don't have any issues generating silver. I also run the reflector sight, aircraft polish, and the armor plating. Now, I won't run the bombs because this is a heavy fighter and you should not be doing that. So, it does have the rear gunner, front gunner, or pilot, of course. So let's get into a battle here. Now, again, as you can see, it is running the 410 crew, and that allows me to train the 410 crew without using the 410 and gaining more silver. In this instance, I am looking, and it's probably going to put me into a tier 5 battle. We nicely have a tier 10 and a tier 9, keeping the upper tiers cleaned out. So we might get into a 6, because there's 5 of them there, but I anticipate they will end up going into a larger, higher tier battle. And I was correct. Now, in this instance, we are on Pacific Ocean. I like this map because it's a larger map for its tier, and there's not really many mountains to dodge, and people can't be hiding from you in a heavy fighter. Looking around, I am in the center. What I like to do is choose to either go across the AB line or the 1-2 line and gain speed. Now, with Engine Guru and with the heavy plane being what it is, I like to climb at approximately 55 degrees on full boost until I reach 10,000 feet. Based on what we are going to be fighting, that'll put me above everything else, and I'll get up there with a good amount of speed, and I'll show you a little trick I do once I get there. If you look, the boost, of course, is going down, but once I get to 10,000, I'll even out. And if you put your engine down to less than 100%, in my instance, I just put it to 0, it will nicely cool down much faster than if you don't put it to 0. So I like to nose down approximately 5 degrees and hold the thrust at 0, and you can see the engine cooling off very, very quickly. This is a trick that players use to get to their maximum altitude, cool off their engines real quick, and then get into position to attack the enemy. So I'll cool it off to about 60% or so. This stuff is way too low for me to care about, but we have 110B. This is my big threat. We'll get rid of this first, and then their other heavies are up here, which is nice.
Enemy damaged.
I saw, yep. Now what I'm doing is just taking out the planes that are at the highest level, and then going to the next level of height. So in this instance, we have that B very low. Actually, our team's done very well on getting rid of this stuff, so I'm just going to dive in on them because there's not anything else that has any altitude, and I'll need to be getting low soon anyways. I am in a good position. 3,500, he's dead. Spinning around. I'll take out this Spitfire first because he's got altitude. And
Enemy headquarters
this instance, I misjudged. That ram was my fault. The Spitfire was going up and around, and I anticipated he would continue his loop. He turned back into me. That was my mistake. Let's get over and see what these guys are doing. This C6, this is pretty much over at this point. I just want to stick around and see where we end up the match. I don't know if you saw that there, but he went and lost about 40 hit points on what he had. What he did is flew through the trees, and you'll see a lot of players are willing to do that. They don't realize that trees do damage to you. It's especially common with light fighters, but if you're flying low, avoid the trees. I don't know. Oh, there he is. And it's a win. Now, I only got 2 kills because one of them was a ram. I really screwed up with the Spitfire, but in this case I also damaged 2 of their 110Bs. Being up high in the beginning of the match is very nice because you are meeting their high energy fighters, and you should really be focused on taking out their stuff high tier to, or high altitude to low altitude.